December 28th here in southern Ontario, Canada. I want to touch briefly on Bill C11. That's the one where the Liberal Party of Canada, or the regime of Trudeau, as it would be more accurately described, takes control of social media, the World Wide Web, the internet, whatever you want to call it. I'll come back in more detail on this with actual pieces taken out of the bill itself. But I'm just going to give you a quick overview on it. It gives the government complete control, not only what someone can post on the internet, not only what someone can see on the internet, but also our newspapers and what comes in from around the world. Let's say, I'll list 3 or 4 examples. Tucker Carlson on Fox News, often, talking about the tyranny of the authoritarianism of Trudeau's government. Clips on the American news, not just Fox, of senators and congressmen and various politicians talking in committees and stuff and saying, hey, we don't want to turn into Canada. You see what Trudeau's doing up there? We've got to protect our free rights and our free speech here. And you can go to the Australian news, the UK, British if you prefer news, European, France, Holland, the Indian news, and they all say the same thing. Their minds are blown by what's happening in Canada, and they refer to Trudeau as a tyrant, a dictator, etc. Do you think the government of Canada, Trudeau, the regime of, is going to let you see that stuff? It's not going to happen. What happened to the farming ban and the government in Holland, the Netherlands, confiscating 3,000 farms? Well, you're not going to hear that. He's not going to want you to hear it because, well, they're bringing a fertilizer ban into Canada. Trudeau following Daddy Klaus's WEF edicts. The uprising, what's happening in Brazil. You're not going to see that. You're not going to see anything he doesn't want you to see. Now, my roommate John argues, how are you going to block it? How do you block the internet? Well, I don't know. How does China do it? How does North Korea do it? And there are several other countries in the world as well. China has a population of 1.5 billion. What do you see coming out of there? Maybe like one video smuggled out a week. North Korea, 7.25 million people. You don't see anything coming out of there. There's some stuff you can find on the internet. They have this small weird tourism thing. You can go there as a tourist and people kind of smuggle little videos out and stuff, but not terribly informative, really. North Korea has 10 channels. 2 of them are direct government channels, and the other 8 are government propaganda channels, kind of much like our CBC and CTV and Global News and stuff here, all on the government payroll, simply a propaganda department of the regime. Now, I've seen other people say on their channels and comments and stuff, well, is it an IPN where you're routed through an anonymous, Well, I don't think that's going to work. A, not everybody can afford it. B, not everybody knows how to set it up. And my main argument would be C, they don't seem to work in China or North Korea, so I don't think they're going to work here. Here, the government simply says, well, it's illegal. You'll be a criminal if you sidestep our control of the internet. We don't want you seeing what's happening, what they're saying in Australia. It'll be illegal for you to do that because we said it is so. And the government and the RCMP have already admitted they monitor our devices. This is an open secret in Canada that no, there are no secrets. What you do on your phone or your computer, it's all monitored. So if you think, oops, whoa, forgive me, I'm so broke I don't know where that toonie came from, but I'll take it. So if you think somehow you're going to dodge the government censorship here in Canada in some fashion or another, I can't see it happening. My roommate Jono says, oh, it comes from a satellite. I said, it doesn't go right to your phone. I mean, I don't know how they block it in China or Korea or any of the other countries that have various degrees of governmental censorship of the internet. But if they can do it, Trudeau can too. So, and realize this is important. Bill C11 has passed the second reading in the Senate. One more reading, it goes back to Parliament, where the supply and confidence agreement then dictates the Liberals and the NDP will vote for it. It will become law. And if you think it's going to take them months or years to set up the censorship, they've already got that in place. Mark my words. I made a video a year or two back, and I said, oh, I forget what it was now. Oh, I should have stopped here. But anyways, I didn't go back into my own videos, excuse me, to see what it was. But they voted a bill through, and at 10 a.m. in the morning, it was voted through, again, the supply and confidence agreement. And at 11 o'clock, they announced the government already had the systems in place, the boards, let's say, to deal with all of that. We made it a law, and we have all the pieces in place in 2 hours flat. So you think the same isn't going to happen with Bill C11 is my point? They have the pieces of the puzzle put together. And again, it's passed the second reading in Senate. When was the last time the Senate stymied a bill? Not since the signing of the supply and confidence agreement. So, how much faith do you have in the Senate? I have none. What about the Governor General? That position is supposed to stand above the government, any government. Oh, yeah, Trudeau placed the Governor General, handpicked. He put him there. Faith in the Governor General? I don't have it. The Supreme Court? Well, whole other videos on that one. Bill C11? Perilously close.